This is something I just wanted to try to document. Obviously, this is one of the two fish tanks, and you can see that there's one fish lying on its side on the gravel. The fish is old and is about to die. It probably won't make it through the night. I noticed that it was, acting differently and swimming poorly in the last few weeks. And in the last day or two, it was pretty plain that it wasn't going to be around too much longer. And I guess the reason I want to document this is just because I'm going to risk anthropomorphizing this situation. Take it all with a grain of salt. There's no way of knowing if I'm right or wrong. It's just the feeling that I get from observing this tableau. The dying fish is a very gentle, calm member of the community. All the fish in this tank are that way, actually, but it's pretty big, and it was always, if you could call it was like a gentle giant. It was angry at no one, and no one was angry at it in the course of its life. There used to be another one just like it, same species. It's called a gold severum, I believe. But that one died pretty suddenly, I don't know, a couple of years ago. And since then, he's been a good, calm citizen of the tank. Never bothered anybody. Anyway, I guess what I'm trying to say here is you'll notice that there's another fish, right over it, right over the dying fish, and you'll see that some of the other occupants of the tank swim by at irregular intervals. In particular, though, this guy who's nearest to the dying fish has been there for quite a while now. Here's another member of the tank. He's been hanging around by the dying fish also. Now, again, to unromanticize this, it's possible that when the fish dies, the other members of the tank, here he is waking up here, just for a little while anyway, the other members of the tank will cannibalize him. I mean, it might be that there's no sentiment, no feeling here, no connection between the animals in the tank, other than they surely sense that their tank mate is dying, and maybe they're just staying nearby because they they know there's a free meal to be had pretty soon. I don't think so. I don't get that feeling. And here's one of the reasons that I don't think that is true. I'm going to zoom in here. In the back of the tank, see that sort of unusual looking black fish, which is just below one of the power heads that my friend Stewie has put in this tank. That fish is called a black ghost knife fish. It's an incredible animal. You can see it's I think what they call the anal fin is almost two-thirds the length of its body. It's incredibly maneuverable. It's graceful. And unfortunately, it doesn't come out too much. The only times that you see this fish ever are at feeding time. And even then, I'd say probably 2/3 of the feeding times that you observe, you won't see it. It hides among the rocks. It's not a show-off type of animal. It prefers its privacy. Earlier tonight, perhaps, 3 hours or so ago, the dying fish was in the back corner of the tank where this black ghost knifefish is right now. And the black ghost knifefish was basically right next to it and playing sort of a similar role as this guy is now. Right next to the dying fish, certainly showing no aggression, that's for sure, and spending extended periods of time basically right next to the fish who's going to die. Now, this is unusual for a couple of reasons, but the primary reason is that, as I was saying, this black ghost knifefish, this behavior that you're observing right here, with it visible out like this, especially when there's no food in the tank right now, that is unheard of. It's completely different than what it would normally. It's a different behavior than what it would normally show. I guess what I'm trying to say here in a roundabout way is that I wouldn't swear to it. I wouldn't bet my bottom dollar on it. I wouldn't bet anything important on it, because I think, a lot of this stuff is mysterious. And there are certain things about animal behavior. That's right, even fish. These are not mammals. These are creatures with, they're relatively small brains. What can you say? They're not great apes. You know what I'm saying? They're just different from us, very different. And there's part of me, I guess, that just wants to believe that they know what's happening. They know the fish is dying, and they're choosing to be near it, I think, because I want to believe that there's some connection between them. Now, of course, tomorrow morning when I wake up and look in the tank, if I see that the other fish are cannibalizing their dead friend, then I'll know that all this romanticized, mumbo jumbo is just that. It's just a bunch of bullshit. But on the other hand, maybe not. As I was saying, I think it's going to remain a mystery. I don't know that it's something that can be proven one way or the other. Certainly not in a home tank like this. Maybe if you had animals in a laboratory and you observed them. But this is just an anecdotal thing. And what can I say? It's from here, it looks pretty beautiful. And sad. I've had animated discussions with some friends of mine about whether animals have souls. And without even bickering about what the meaning of the word soul is, I guess I'd have to say that if this fish is staying nearby and watching over its friend as it dies, that may speak in favor of the theory that animals do have souls. There's something to it. Anyway, I'm not even sure who I'm recording this for. Hopefully someone who I love and care for will end up watching this, and I don't know, maybe you'll take some meaning out of what's being recorded on my little video camera here. I guess that's long enough.